Us versus them. While we pay to keep our politicians fighting, how do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, good afternoon. I am so happy that you are here with me. Yes, it is Larry Sharp. You may be shocked. You shouldn't be. You know it's me. It's Tuesday. Here I am, Larry Sharp, usually host of the Sharp Way Show, but right now here with you on A Free Solution. WYSL Rochester, New York, WACK in Newark, New York. Newark being the cool Newark in New York, not that one in Jersey. Sorry, Jersey. Sorry, I'm a New Yorker. You can reach out to me if you want to. Call me all kinds of names if you want to. Please don't. 585-346-3000. Now, I know that I usually chat about something that is more New York-centric. That's common on this show, of course. But I want to start someplace that may seem odd. Some of you may know that today's Pearl Harbor Day. Today, the Japanese bombed Hawaii. And you might say, well, Larry, why do I care? That was like 70 years ago or something. Why do I care? Oh, was it 70 years? 80 years? Wow, 80 years ago? What is it? Many years ago, whatever the number is. I think it's 80 years ago. So yes, so many years ago. You're right. It is. So why do you care? I want you to think about what the Japanese were thinking. And there's a word change that matters here. If you speak to most Americans, they will call that attack a sneak attack. The Japanese don't. They call it a surprise attack. Why would that matter? Because a sneak attack is underhanded and horrible and bad. But a surprise attack, you just weren't ready for it. But you knew we were at war.
Tom, Indiana.
That's how they think. Different, though. All right. Why would the Japanese think it was a surprise attack and not a sneak attack? Because if you look from the Japanese point of view at that point, 30s, 40s, 80, 90 years ago, whatever, they were thinking, well, we want to grow and be a cool country and nation like all the rest of you guys, and we want to go grab resources and make things happen. And they did. The problem is they didn't do much talking. They did some. I don't want to, some historians get mad at me saying Japanese didn't talk. They did. They had a diplomatic corps. They did some talking and a whole lot of fighting. They did both. Some talking and a whole lot of fighting. A whole lot of invading of China and other areas, a whole lot of invading, and a very little bit of talking. They went right directly to violence. Invading Korea, China. Most people who don't pay attention to history think that the first parts of the Japanese war in World War II was Pearl Harbor. Oh, no. They had been at war for almost 10 years before they bombed Pearl Harbor. So they'd been fighting Korea, China, all over the joint. Of course they were.
Tom from Indiana.
So, right, I got you, engineer. Sorry. Let me. They were fighting all over Asia. As they're fighting over Asia, we ignore them and then punish them. And they decided that the right answer was, again, violence. They decided that. And they did what they called, in their own mind, a preemptive strike. Because they had to strike us so they could succeed. That was what they thought. Now, you might say, well, Larry, that was wrong. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying how they thought. And what was our reaction? Literally, we nuked them. Literally. We nuked them. Why would I bring that up? Because in New York City, yesterday, my awesome mayor, I'm teasing, obviously, he decided he was going to put heavy restrictions and mandates on us using violence. In his words, a preemptive strike. Kind of odd how he thought the answer was a little bit of talking, just like the Japanese did. A little bit of talking, but mostly violence. That's what he did. When COVID came out, he talked about stuff and then began shutdowns and mandates and violence. Fining and fees is what he went with a little bit of talking. And now, preemptive strike for Omicron. That's what he said. So he knows that right now, this is not a real threat. He will tell you that. It's the future. His words, preemptive strike. With a preemptive strike, how do people feel when they get hit with a preemptive strike? How did we feel when the Japanese did their preemptive strike? We didn't like it at all. And we fought back, and we fought back hard, and we nuked them, literally nuked them twice. How do you think New Yorkers are going to feel, Baron von Wilhelm de Blasio, when you preemptive strike us? How do you think we feel? It's a good day to do it, I guess, because it gives me a cool historical thing to say. But it's not good to do it. I know he believes in his heart that it's the right thing. And I would bet a bunch of Japanese people thought it was the right thing to do in their heart when they bombed Pearl Harbor. And they were wrong. And he's wrong. Just because you might have good intentions doesn't mean it was the right answer. You might think, well, Larry, can you expect in any way some guy to figure this out from 80 years ago? I don't know. How about 20 years ago? Preemptive strike into Iraq. Remember that? We did? How'd that work out for us? How'd that work out? Got to invade Iraq before he uses the weapons of destruction. Preemptive strike. Remember that? How'd that work out? Yeah, not so good. Preemptive strikes using violence is not the right answer. The answer is good, smart, open conversation. If you think that New Yorkers should act a certain way, great. I'm happy you think that. I'm happy that you say that. I'm happy you tell the world that. Please do that. Amazing. And then try to convince us through your actions, through your community, through your works, through your example, and show us it's the right way. And if you actually trust New Yorkers, if you do, then guess what? We'll actually do what you say. Or, more realistically, you think we're children and you think that you're our dad and you have to discipline us because we're bad kids and you will order us to do things for our own good. You'll do your preemptive strike and you'll think we'll be okay with it. I would argue that throughout all of history, people usually, they're not okay with it. It's not how it works. I would say ask the Japanese, but most of them have passed already. But those who remember, if there are any who are around still, I'm assuming there are some, they're probably thinking, that preemptive strike, that is a really bad idea. We should not have done that. That was a bad idea. We should have found another way. I don't know what that way is to be forward. Obviously, I wasn't in Japan then. I'm not Japanese. I don't know what that way would have been. But preemptive strike, that was the wrong way. That we got. Something else we probably should have thought of. I'm going to guess more talking, but maybe not. Maybe not. So I'm sorry. I want to quickly grab a call if I could. I wanted to finish my monologue. I apologize. I'm going to grab Tommy from Indiana.
Larry Sharp, the man, the myth,
How are you,
the
sir?
legend. I'm doing great, man. Hey,
Good.
being that it is Pearl Harbor, I wanted to kind of take what you said in a little bit different direction.
Okay.
So, technically, if you look at history, the Japanese done actually 2 preemptive strikes.
Okay.
First was at Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
The second was at Midway. Unfortunately, with Midway, we figured out what they were doing before they could do it. Now, let's advance that to present day.
Okay.
If you want to talk about preemptive strikes, the United States has already had a third preemptive strike, and I'm not talking about 9/11. I'm talking about the SolarWinds cyber breach.
Oh, okay. You know, it's
Hold
funny
on,
you
Mike.
bring this up, Tommy, because I brought this up in the past, saying that during the first Cold War, the weapon of mass destruction was nuclear. But now in this current Cold War, I think the weapon of mass destruction is cyber.
Okay, let me take that one step further because you just made an interesting point. You're right. The super weapon is cyber.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens, because I'm already hearing chatter that the people that done SolarWinds are trying new tricks to gain government information. It's already happening. I'm already talking about it. What happens when they get
see this as, hold on, you see this as a preemptive strike? Let me be very clear what you're saying. You're saying this strike was a strike to hurt us before an attack, or it was a strike to gain something to make a stronger attack in the future?
Option would be the correct one, because what happens if their new tricks lead them to nuclear information that detonates one of our ICBMs underground?
Oh, got it. Wow. All right, Tommy, can you stay on the line?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I want to hold you over through the break because I want to walk down this road with you if you don't mind.
Here, let's do it.
Guys, I want to say what Tommy's saying is something we got to be thinking about here, but I hope you get what I'm talking about. Preemptive strikes make the person who receives the strike really unhappy, specifically if they weren't considering an attack in the first place. It's not the right answer. Starting with violence is wrong. Let's not do that. Larry Sharp, here on A Free Solution, WYSL in Rochester, New York, 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Inside the Taylor Laboratories.
Hey, Tony, what you doing?
A little experiment, Zach. Look what I have under the microscope.
Ugh, what's that?
A sample of indoor air.
How can it be that dirty? Don't AC and furnace filters help?
Only with dust, Zach. But when Taylor installs a whole house APCO air purifier to detox the air, odors, chemicals, mold, bacteria, and viruses are removed.
For clean indoor air.
Yep. Ain't science awesome?
Taylor, 500 help.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
It is Larry Sharp back here on A Free Solution, usually host of the Sharp Way Show, but today with you, which is awesome because this show is on every single day. That's right, noon every day. You get the awesome Tim O'Connor on Thursdays. You get Kevin Wilson, and then whenever I can sucker him in, you get Andrew Hollister. Come on, list of heavy hitters. But right now, I'm with you. WYSL, Rochester, New York. WACK, Newark, New York. 585-346-3000. Be sure to follow A Free Solution on both YouTube and Facebook. I'm still on the phone with the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Brown. Are you still there, my friend?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Excellent. So there's several things I want to bring up here. The first one is you talk about them doing an attack, a preemptive strike. The piece I want to ask you about is, are some of these preemptive strikes tests to see if it works, right? Almost to know, almost like a nuclear test, right? They do to make sure the bomb works. Is this type of thing a test, or is this a real thing, a real attack?
Well, Larry, I'm going to answer your question in two parts if you don't care.
Go ahead.
First part, let's talk about the testing, okay?
Okay.
The lead up to SolarWinds, that was a preemptive attack. It's the build-up time before SolarWinds. That was the testing, okay?
Okay.
So you had SolarWinds. We didn't respond. To my knowledge, we did not respond in any way, shape, or form. We was like, okay, we'll just reboot everything. We'll go. We'll just do. Life is normal.
Yes.
Okay, so now there's chatter on Twitter. If anybody who follows me on Twitter will watch, you will see I am tweeting almost daily about the new tactic that these people are using that done SolarWinds. This point we're at right now is a fertile choke point for the United States. Not just for the United States, but for
so
every
hold on,
county.
Tommy, if somebody wants to follow you on Twitter, how do they follow you on Twitter?
Just go to Twitter and type in @TommyBrown3, number 1. It'll pop right up. My commissioner campaign is over there on Twitter. Be happy to have anybody follow me that wants to.
So you think that there's already been cyber preemptive strikes and tests. So then if that's true, do you think the actual attack, is this like, I'll explain this. Is this so that people can use this, our enemies can use this and hold it over our head to make us do things? Or is the goal to actually attack, to actually hurt? So is the goal to intimidate into doing what they want, or is the goal to actually hurt and attack?
Both.
Both.
So okay, so let's go back to something you said on one of your shows with me. I do believe it was last year. The nuclear weapon was a deterrent. Nobody wanted to go down the road to detente.
Yep.
Cyber's the same way. Nobody wants to have detente hit them in the face. Unfortunately, here in the United States, we think we're above everything. Oh, it can't happen here. Our borders will protect us.
Mm-hmm.
Don't work that way. This is why
cyber doesn't care about an ocean. You're right.
Exactly. This is why I've told you before, and I'm screaming this. Every county in the United States, I don't care about state level. I'm talking individual counties. Every county in this republic has to come to the realization cybersecurity affects everybody.
Let me walk down this road, Tommy. You really have, I talk about localism all the time. And some people think it is instinctive that they believe that if I'm going to have a strong defense, I want to centralize everything, have one controller and control it. That's instinctive. But particularly in cyber, that's absolutely wrong. You want to have a bunch of local defenses so it's not easy to take down. If you've got one big centralized system, they attack the one centralized system, everything's trashed. If you've got, say, in New York State, as an example, 62 separate, county systems, 62 separate, security protocols, all those things, it's virtually impossible. I mean, not impossible, but a whole lot harder to take the state down.
You're not wrong. Here in Indiana, we have 92 counties. Now imagine a cybersecurity system within a state that has 92 counties, and all 92 counties hold a piece to that larger puzzle. Instead of taking down one central system, you have to take down 92 systems. Odds are along the way, somebody's going to catch it.
Yep, absolutely.
But
it's basically it's a modification of the blockchain.
Yeah, simply stated, it's a modification of blockchain, but it's on a higher level. Yep, absolutely. It's really fitting that I happened to stumble across your broadcast today, and it's just really fitting that it is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Larry, we've got another preemptive strike staring us in the face, and it's not just here in Washington County, it's on a national level. Okay. And then I'm going to free you up for the day, but I want people to think about this. We have another preemptive strike getting ready to hit. If we as a people do not unify and come together and tell our government, hey, look, you're out of control. You're spending too much money. Tax and spend is dead. Let me repeat this. Tax and spend is dead. If we do not
think the financial one is the problem now.
Right. If we do not heed the words of Ross Perot and get motivated to turn to 22nd and 23rd century capitalism, if we stay in tax and spend, we will no longer be allowed to print money in America because we will lose our AAA rating due to our debt.
Well, there we go. Tommy has spoken.
It's coming.
I appreciate a little bit of doom and gloom, but we'll have to work on that.
All right, brother. Listen, take care of yourself. Thanks for picking me up, Larry. I appreciate it, man. If you need anything, you know how to get a hold of me, brother.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, this is Tommy brings up some valid points that we do have other issues we're working on. Cyber, finance, and the two things he brings up are critical things, cyber and finance. So what is our state, New York, focusing on? COVID mandates. COVID mandates. Yeah. All right. Your calls, your comments after break. Larry Sharp of Free Solution, WYSL 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Sorry about that loud feedback. He hung up quicker than I could pat him down.
Fly the flag, stand for freedom.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for today. A little brisk and cold out there. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies. A couple of flurries. Might be a little bit of lake snow up near Lake Ontario. A little coating to an inch this morning. Otherwise, just a dusting here or there. Temperatures today, low 30s. Will be into the low 20s tonight. And another cold day tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, some snow showers in the 30s. I'm Rich Cadelia, WYSL.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
It's that time of year again. Time to cut your perfect Christmas tree. Hi, I'm Frank Alexander, owner of Alexander's Tree Farm in Dansville. We've got 20,000 trees, and we're ready to welcome you. You can walk to the trees, ride our wagon to the back fields, or pick a pre-cut near the barn, and all for the low price of $44.99. Yes, that's right, only $44.99. Any tree, any size. The store is open with wreaths, ornaments, figurines, and more. Come in and browse around. Our hours are 9 to 4, Saturday and Sunday, November 20th to December 12th. That's Alexander's Tree Farm, 6354 Sterner Road, Dansville, 335-8282, or alexanderstreefarm.com. See you soon, and Merry Christmas.
Are you looking to update the kitchen, bath, or flooring in your home, but don't know where to begin? Whether it's cabinetry, carpeting, hardwood flooring, tile, or kitchen and bathroom remodeling, Claridge Design Center in Chilai Paul Plaza is the place to start. Locally owned with over 25 years in business, Claridge custom designs and builds quality remodeling projects throughout Rochester and Monroe County. At Claridge, the visions and ideas you have for your home are developed with the experienced Claridge designers to make your dream project a reality. And the quality of service you receive at Claridge is second to none. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call Claridge at 889-5800 or visit their website to meet the Claridge team. See examples of their finished work at claridgedesigncenter.com.
A healthy smile has health benefits beyond just teeth. It's whole body wellness. Don't live with broken, missing, or failing teeth. Lakeview Dental can restore your smile with state-of-the-art dental care. Their approach is providing reliable, comfortable solutions for the long term. Eliminate those endless visits to deal with recurring problems with your teeth. Address your dental concerns once and for all. Find out more at LavoniaSmiles.com or call 346-3028. Lakeview Dental, for the smile of a healthier you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pat Brophy from UR Medicine, Golisano Children's Hospital. When your favorite team wins, it's because they work together. When a medical team saves a life, it's because they put all their skills together. That's why Golisano Children's Hospital is so dedicated to creating a healthy community. It will give kids in the region access to advanced care, help us do groundbreaking research, and provide top-notch training to the next generation of pediatricians. You can help us do this, so please give to Golisano Children's Hospital.
In our academically inspired environment at Roberts Wesleyan College, God works in and through you to bring your greater story to light. At Roberts, you will discover your deepest passions with heart and mind aligned. You'll receive a rigorous education and hands-on training to help develop the skills you need to go out into the world and succeed. Within every student is a transformational story in the making. Take a step toward your future at roberts.edu/greater story.
Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten Free Bakery offers a great selection of pies, raspberry jelly rolls, cutout cookies, gingerbread cookies, and cookie trays. Call 226-9575 and order now for Christmas. Livingston County Pizza Company and Gluten Free Bakery in Avon.
A free solution.
You know it. It is Larry Sharp here, back on A Free Solution. WYSL Rochester, New York, WACK Newark, New York, 585-346-3000. You know, in the first half of the show, we covered a lot of stuff. We covered Japanese preemptive strikes, New York City's mayor preemptive strike. We talked about people being mad about that. We talked about cyber attack, nuclear attack, all kind of crazy stuff, I know. So let me grab some of these comments. You guys, the chat's been going crazy here. Let me grab a couple of these so we could kind of see where the people are thinking about these crazy things. Joey says 80. Yes, he means 80 years. Thank you, Joey. You're paying attention. It was 80 years ago, not 70. My math, I guess, is off a bit. Miles says, love you, Larry. Love you back, brother. Love you back. And if you want me on your show, Twitter. Reach out via Twitter. We'll make it happen. Kirsten says, when politicians go to the war rhetoric, it's a harbinger of anti-liberty measures to come. Kirsten, you are so right. That's why we have the war on poverty, the war on drugs, the war on COVID. Yes, once you start talking about the war stuff, that means now I can do anything to punish you. I can do anything to take away your rights. You are 100% correct. I wish you were wrong, but you are right. And we're hearing it now already, right? And it's like World War II. That's literally what our governor said. You're going to tell your kids where you were during this. No, you're not. You're going to be embarrassed. You're not telling your kids. Where were you when the COVID wars were happening back in the 20s? Where were you, Grandma, Grandpa? Well, I was watching reruns of Dexter. That's what I was doing back in the day. Oh my God, must have been scary. Yeah, had to watch Game of Thrones like twice. That was terrible. So yeah, I don't think you'd be saying that at all. Yeah. Brian says, the greatest tyrannies are always perpetuated in the name of the noblest causes. Yes. Zachary says, you have my vote. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gene says, preemptive strike means attack first. Well, let me make a distinction between the two. It doesn't mean that you can't defend yourself, right? And I guess some people do sometimes get confused between those two. And I want to be clear. A preemptive strike means you are striking before your enemy can be ready to attack you. That, in my view, is a bad idea. I want you to try to de-escalate to the best of your ability. Now, if your enemy is literally going to attack you, that's self-defense. That's not a problem, right? America was not prepared to attack Japan. We could tell by how we reacted after we got bombed, right? We were not ready to attack Japan. That wasn't happening. This is a preemptive strike, meaning a strike before they can be ready to even attack you. That, in my view, is unethical, immoral. But if they're getting ready to, like if we had the planes in the air and they strike us, well, I wouldn't like it, but I would get it. We're getting ready to bomb them. Okay, I'm pointing a gun at you. Okay, you shoot me first. Makes sense. But I'm going to the store to buy a gun and you shoot me? That's preemptive strike. Well, Larry was going to go buy the gun, so I had to shoot him before he bought the gun. That's the difference I make. I create between preemptive strike and defensive strike. And I got to tell you, Iraq wasn't about to attack us. That wasn't about to happen, right? Al-Qaeda had already attacked us. So I get attacking Al Qaeda. They already attacked us. Makes total sense. Iraq? What was that? So in both cases, the preemptive strike is wrong. Even though I wouldn't want another lockdown or mandates at all, but at least if Omicron was here and it was attacking us and people were dying, while I would be against it, I could at least understand it, right? Even though I disagree, I could understand. There's no evidence of this. None. And so our mayor, who, by the way, when this is implemented, it'll be December 27th. There'll be what? 4 business days or whatever, 5 business days before he's not mayor again or something like that. Then he'll be gone. Wow. Terrible. Shauna says, studying war and war technology since ancient Greece, oh, I like this, will open your eyes to how government will use whatever they have available to them to cripple the people. They will use this as a way to control, manipulate, force compliance so they can swoop in and say, look, we saved you. Yeah, Shauna, I think there is some real truth to that, right? Government creates the problem and then solves the problem saying they saved you, right? This literally happened here in New York City. New York State too, but across New York City specifically. If you hear what my mayor said, he said, I don't want us to have to go through, the lockdowns again. We don't want that to happen again. As if it happens randomly. No. The guy who put us through the worst lockdowns was him. And then he actually said his words, the damage that it did to our children, to people's livelihoods, to our social structure, to our business community. He said it, terrible damage, as if it was a random hurricane or something. It wasn't a random hurricane. It was him. He did it. So if he doesn't do it, it doesn't happen. So what he's actually saying is, if you don't do as I say, I will punish you again. So do as I say, or I will punish you. So now you have 2 types of people. One who doesn't get it and just goes, oh my God, yeah, these horrible mandates going to come down again from I don't know where. We better do what he says so that the horrible things don't happen again because it's random. Or the other person who goes, oh my God, I better do what he says or he'll punish me again. Either way, they've created the fear and the way that they're thinking that they're the only way to save your business or your child or your whatever the case is. Yeah, it's a problem. So anyway, Michelle says, Larry J says hi. Hey, Jay. Glad you're there. Absolutely. This concept of I have to act because you might be in trouble and I'm your government, and I have to act because my citizens might be in trouble, might be hurt or do something wrong, is in theory, not necessarily a bad thing in theory. I think you'd want your government to try to do the right thing in general, right? In general. The problem is in practice, it always means government is going to take away your freedom and rights to protect you, try to keep you safe. And the thing that triggers me every single time is when government says, or any executive says, my number one job is to keep my people safe. That has never been the executive's number one job. That's a parent's job, right? That's a parent's job. And a parent, generally speaking, to a minor, right? It can also work for adults, but generally speaking, it's for a minor. That's the parent's job. But the other part that a good parent should do is they should try to help their child have the best life they can have, right? Whatever that thing is, right? Whatever that kid wants to do or can do, whatever, best of their ability. So parent, in theory, should have 2 jobs: keep the kids safe and then help them to have the best life they can have in whatever they want to do. That'd be awesome. If our government is going to act like a parent, how about just do the second part? Forget the first part. Do the second part. Just try to help us have the best life that we can possibly have. How about that? But that's the one they don't do. They only do the one which says keep you safe. And if I've got to punish you to keep you safe, well, you know, if it saves one life, I'll destroy your career or your chances at happiness or your ability to see your family and friends. I'll destroy it all because it could save one life. See, why are you so mean, Tim? You're so mean. That's the problem. Tim says, we need more wars. Wars are good for the economy. I mean banks, the big banks. Yeah. The funny part is, I remember many people speaking about wars as being good for the economy. Funny you say that. There are still people who think that. Wars aren't good for the economy. Wars are good for the big banks. That's true. 100%. They finance them. And in fact, all the wars, war on poverty, war on drugs, all the wars, big banks win. So that's correct. But does the average person win? No. The average person sends their sons and daughters off to war, has to sacrifice at their local job or in their town, and then has to deal with repercussions of battered and broken veterans when they come back from these wars. So the average person only suffers. That's all they do. The big banks, they do win. Absolutely. They absolutely win. Kirsten says war on crime. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yes. Tim O'Connor says, I binge watch The Sopranos so I can understand how government works. Nicely done. It is the mob, but it's a legal mob. So I guess that makes it better? I don't know. Maybe? That sounds good. That sounds good. So guys, please feel free. Reach out. 585-346-3000. Larry Sharp, a free solution. WYSL in Rochester. WACK in Newark, New York. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Need help with health insurance? The Greece Regional Chamber provides assistance with health insurance for businesses, nonprofits, families, and individuals throughout our region. We pride ourselves on the personalized service that we provide for our clients. Let us help you find health insurance plans that fit your needs and navigate the paperwork. Greece Chamber Benefit Partners, located at 2402 Westridge Road in Rochester, New York, offers a broad range of medical insurance plans for businesses, nonprofits, individuals, and families throughout the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region, working with insurance companies including Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, Univera, and MVP Healthcare. We can also help you access insurance plans through the New York State of Health, the official health plan marketplace. Again, you do not need to live or work in Greece to utilize our brokerage services. We serve the greater Rochester Finger Lakes region of New York State. Visit greecechamber.org to sign up for one of our free health insurance information sessions or schedule an appointment with one of our licensed brokers. Call 585-227-7272. 585-227-7272.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Yeah, Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. WYSL Rochester, New York, WACK Newark, New York. Happy to have you here. Thank you for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. I want to bring up something that is a longer term problem with this. When you start creating these mandates, preemptive strikes, all of these things, people start to have two types of reactions. Both are bad because they're habit forming. One of them is blind obedience, and the other one is blind rebellion. Both of them are wrong. I don't want you doing blind anything. I want you thinking through things. I would like more Americans thinking clearly, doing what they believe is in the right interest. I would like more Americans with a similar goal, diversity of thought, trying to find the right answers to make our nation better. That's what I would like. That would be awesome. The problem is when we have blind obedience or blind rebellion, then since we're not thinking and we don't actually have a reason for it, we actually get angrier. What does that mean? Should I be upset if an individual decides to be obedient to an idea, a person, a government, a civic association, a church, whatever? No. You should choose to obey what group or people that you choose to obey. Please do that. Good, whatever works for you. But if you're doing it because it's blind, then all of a sudden you start saying, this doesn't feel right. I'm being obedient and I'm doing what they say, but I'm not really sure why. I feel almost afraid, and maybe it's wrong. And sometimes people would feel this at a gut level, not even at a top of brain level. So what do? They try to get others to join. So I go, you know what? Is this right? Come on, Paula, this is right, isn't it? It's right, right? Isn't it right? Everybody should do this, right? And I hope Paula goes, yeah, they should. Missy, that's right, isn't it? And Missy goes, yeah. Hey, Tim, is it right? You go, yeah, it is. And now all three of us are going, yeah, it's right. I've just validated my bad behavior with social proof, not with facts, not with data, because I don't have any, because I'm blindly following. So I need others to do it. So now when Sonia says, you sure that's right? I don't think that's right. We go, see, Sonia doesn't understand. Because if Sonia's right, then we're all wrong and we were all dumb. Well, we got to yell at Sonia then. Got to yell at her. Because otherwise we're wrong. But if I knew in my heart that I was right and I was following and obeying because it's the right thing to obey, I should do it. It makes sense for me and my family. I should do it. I don't need Missy or Paula to tell me that I'm right. I know I'm right. Hopefully they agree. I hope it's right for everybody. That'd be amazing. And I might tell them, hey, I think this is right. It works for me. There we go. And now if Sonia's like, Larry, it's wrong. I go, it's fine, Sonia. You don't have to do it. So good. It's good for me. I get it. And maybe Sonia goes, you know what, Larry, let me try it. Maybe. It's a different way of looking at things. But by the way, that also works with rebellion. When I don't like the other, whoever the other is, and I just go, no, I'm not doing it. Maybe I should. Maybe it's good for me. Maybe it's the right answer for me. But I'm going to say no because the other person told me that. Now in my heart, I start thinking, is this really bad? Is it really good? I don't know. Same thing. Now I have to go to Sonia and go, they're all wrong, aren't they? And Sonia's like, yeah, they're all wrong. I'm now validated by Sonia. She was my enemy a minute ago. Actually, my best buddy. Now we're besties. So all of a sudden we're besties and we're yelling at Tim. What's wrong with you? Obeying people. Sheeple. That's what we're doing because that validates us. We're seeing this a lot. And it happens because of force. Because when you mandate things and you force things, some people will fall in line and some people won't. And now they're all going to double down. And now nobody's thinking. If you really believe that people should do a thing, wear a mask, get a vax, whatever, if you force them, do they really believe it? They don't. They do it because they're scared or because they feel like it's the best thing, because if they don't, they get punished. So they don't actually believe you. They're actually it's the right thing. And now in the future, when maybe the thing is right, whatever the thing is, they won't do it without force. So there has to be force. Now, there's no other answer but mandates. And that's where we are right now. Mandates, create mandates, create mandates. They increase and encourage blind obedience and blind rebellion. But transparency and honesty actually encourage people to think for themselves. And they'll still make mistakes. They will. I do. You do. But maybe if we're not fighting each other, we can change our minds. See, me and Sonia, we're actually wrong. Tim's right. We got to talk to him. But if we yell at him and he yells at us, never happens. If we keep talking, we'll all figure it all out. In reality, Michelle's right. We're all wrong. But we'll go talk to her and figure it out. Let me grab a couple of comments, but I hope you know what I'm talking about. So, Sonia's actually watching, and she says, don't yell at Sonia. Yes, that's good. Don't yell at her. Yes.
2 minutes.
Says, good ideas don't require force. Yes, they should not require force. And the problem is, Brian, when you put force behind a good idea, people will think it's a bad idea, and they'll be against it. And that's my other problem. When you add force to a good idea, people think it's a bad idea. Joey says, bubble wrap society, soccer moms and wokeness has ruined generations. You've got some valid points there, Joey. We definitely want people to be able to fall down and get back up. That's the way people start to be better. Absolutely. Yes. All righty. King Benjamin says, thing is with masks and such, they become trendy and common groupthink so people can copycat that. Yes. And again, it's not that I don't want you wearing a mask. Wear a mask if you want to. But you should be wearing it because you believe it's going to work, not because you want a virtue signal and make other people wear it. Not the right reason to wear one. If you think it works well for you, that's awesome. But you're right. It becomes a way of showing what team you're on. That is not healthy at all. That is terrible. Joe says, absence of force will lead to more than just two options as people are capable to hold more nuanced opinions. Joe, home run. If I don't make it good versus evil, we can actually have a nuanced opinion. Most of the world is nuanced. Most of the world is nuanced. Yes. If we think in a nuanced manner, we can actually solve problems. We can find real solutions. Solutions that don't require force, don't require people to have money, which means they're free. A free solution. Guys, thank you so much for giving me a chunk of your afternoon. I will see you all next week.